Welcome back to my channel, guys. I'm Nina Takesh. This is the red elevator. Yes, there is a red elevator, I promise you, if you haven't seen it. Today, we're gonna talk about the 7 builder upgrades to a home that is going to make a huge difference. So if you're planning on building a house, or you wanna make changes to your home that are really going to have an impact, this is your show. Let's go. First and foremost, you guys have noticed that I have removed my shades behind me. I know some of you love them, but the majority of you didn't, and I'm happy that they are gone. They served a purpose for a while, but now I have removed them, and I don't know if I'm gonna put something. I do have artwork in this room, so I might have to bring a shade closer to my giant, beautiful John Millay piece that's there in the corner that you guys are familiar with, but I would rather just leave it open without shades because it's completely private. I mean, all I have behind me is a mountain. So anyway, that is a little thing that I wanted to mention. Also, I'm sitting on my brand new sofa. I am so excited. It's been such a crazy month getting this whole thing organized with the launch and the release and the videos and the photos. It's been crazy. I won't keep going. Let's get into why you need upgrades in your builder grade home. Okay, so buying a home is a very exciting milestone. And for those of us that are lucky enough to be able to do it, well, when we are buying homes, we want to make sure that they have certain qualities that are going to differentiate them. Now, it's possible that you buy a house that is aged, meaning it's an older home, or you're buying a new house, but what can you do to make it look good? Now, one of the things that we're doing, I have a lot of clients at this very moment, believe it or not, who have purchased brand new homes, and we're doing work in them. If you're one of these people, this is a great episode for you, because one of the things that you can do immediately to change the look of a builder grade home so it doesn't look like a spec house is to paint your doors a custom color or to change the look of it. And what I mean by that, it's a really easy way to bring in contrast. So I have black doors in my home. My home was a custom build because I built it myself from the ground up. It took probably 5 or longer years for a variety of reasons and took my soul, but I did it. And if I were to buy a builder grade home, I would definitely paint my doors black. I love having the contrast, and I love sort of the masculine element that it brings in. It kind of gives it this sort of more polished look. So why not paint your doors black? And of course, you're gonna have to paint the trims black as well. Builder grade doors really tend to be very generic, void of personality, and the quality of the materials typically are not great. That's not where they like to spend money. I don't know why, but I would do it. I would either get a beautiful glass door. If you have one of those doors that have the sort of church prisms in it that for whatever reason appear here and there, I would definitely remove those. I think those are very, very hard on the eyes. Dates the house tremendously, and I would love to see something a little bit more interesting. You could also get a plain door, such as a slab door, maybe with some moldings, and an outdoor grade door, an exterior graded door, I should say, and paint that a beautiful color. I have seen gorgeous doors in green. I have seen red, and even a beautiful grayish. We did a gray for a client, and to this day, it looks wonderful. So especially if your house has a lot of beige, it's nice to have that contrast. So let's say your stucco is a little bit more yellow, then bring the grayish door. It's going to really look good. Another great thing then to do is to get beautiful letters for the exterior of your home. I find that, putting the numbers, even though people could see the ones that are spray painted on the sidewalk, makes a statement. In fact, it elevates the space. I like to put them typically on one side of the garage, or if there's a wall that happens to be available where, you have to check out your house. Everybody's house is different. I would certainly do that. And in terms of recommendations of where you can find these oversized numbers, I have had great success at Rejuvenation. I would certainly give them a look and just get the numbers of your home. Typically, you want to do an 8-inch or even up to a 10-inch. I like oversized. I think it looks very chic and it'll allow people to find your house. Don't forget the handles on your door as well. Rejuvenation has some really tremendously beautiful hardware for cabinetry, but they also have great hardware for the front door as well. So don't forget the entrance lock and door handle. Here's a great tip that a lot of people don't know that I want to mention. You can buy a beautiful handle that's not operational, place it on your door, and then just get a lock for the door. a deadbolt. So if you have a deadbolt and a beautiful handle, you've basically created a front door entrance hardware without buying an entrance hardware that looks very ubiquitous. The long ones that have the handle with the click and the lock, they're just unattractive. So why not you get a beautiful, unusual handle? You could even buy basically an appliance pull, it doesn't matter. Just get a beautiful handle that you love, install it buy 2 of them, install it on both sides of the door, and then put your deadbolt, and you've got a gorgeous looking. Action number 3 that is going to transform your builder grade home or the home that you are living in now that you are perhaps bored with. Let's talk about your ceiling details and your coffered ceilings. So my ceilings are flat, but I do have some beautiful soffits that have that Art Deco vibe. If you've got a very plain ceiling, these days, there is no reason why you can't improve them. And you can do it in a way that's inexpensive. I've seen very smart builders take extra flooring that they've had. So let's say you're putting down wood planks on your floors. Well, if you've got some left over in certain areas, you can use the same wood planks that are on the floor on the ceiling. I've even seen them on the vertical. So there's no reason why you can't repurpose your materials. This is very, very good information that a lot of you might not know. And I see a lot of people with excess wood not knowing what to do with it, and they just store it in the garage and it just rots over time. So if you have extra wood, put it on your ceilings, or why not add some beautiful detailed trim work? It is going to make a difference, and especially in an open concept home, creating regions by identifying spaces with a ceiling detail is going to have a great impact. And it will allow the eye to look upward. It will make the space feel a lot more elegant. And it is something that you could easily do that should not cost a lot of money. You just need a good carpenter and a good painter. If you haven't yet subscribed, this is going to be my 1-second plea. It's free. Give it a thumbs up, maybe a comment. That's all I ask. Thank you. So most builder grade homes are designed with function in mind, but they often lack unique storage solutions. So adding built-ins, you'll notice that most builder grade homes don't have a lot of built-ins because built-ins are expensive and most builders just want to get their money and run. So I would recommend thinking about having some niches which will not only give your home character, but it will also give you that additional space to hide the junk. So in many instances, if you have a fireplace, you're going to have niches. In these niches that are there, and you'll notice if you walk your home, you have niches that are made naturally when you're building a house, whether it's for air conditioning or whether it's to, put a fireplace, as I mentioned. It would be nice to be able to have some floating shelves in these niches or create a cabinet underneath. Now, if you are very, very craftsy, you can certainly go to IKEA and buy a cabinet and then cut it down and make it fit within this niche and then paint it, and it will look very custom. If not, having the carpenter that you've hired to do your coffered ceilings, if they can make a built-in for you that you can paint, I would advise you to do so, because then you can decorate the shelves and then the house will have more of a homey feeling rather than just blank open spaces everywhere. A lot of the homes that I'm seeing being erected these days are very bland. They really lack anything that's special, and so you can create these special moments that are going to also be quite useful. Something that really bothers me about builder grade homes is the lack of attention to bathroom lighting and bathroom mirrors, and this is a great quick fix. So most of the mirrors that I see in builder grade homes, or maybe a home you just purchased, are very boring. Not only are they boring, but they're just unattractive. So why not put an asymmetrical mirror, for example? I love putting asymmetrical mirrors in bathrooms because it gives it a little bit more of a jazzy feeling. I like putting oval mirrors, and I love putting medicine cabinets. I have found on Rejuvenation, they have great medicine cabinets that act also as a mirror, and they look great. It's a great place to find them. And also, here's another tip. If you go to a site like Pottery Barn Kids, anytime there's a kid associated with a site, such as Pottery Barn Kids or teen sites, you will notice that the prices go down even though the manufacturer is the same. So Pottery Barn is the same as Pottery Barn Kids, but the items that are on the kids section or the teen section are less expensive. So I have sourced items like medicine cabinets from these teen sites, and they are just as good. We all know that the number one reason a house sells or does not sell, conversely, has to do specifically with the kitchen. The kitchen is the place that sells a home. If you've got a gorgeous kitchen, even in a recession, your house will sell. So if you're going to invest money at all, let's say you don't do any of the suggestions that I made, and you need to, and you have a limited budget and you can only do one change, it would be my sixth suggestion and important upgrade point, which is you need to spend money in your kitchen. Not only will it increase the value of your home, but you will also enjoy your home tremendously. And people that come to your home will also love being in your space when it's a beautiful space. And so the kitchen cabinets are a big problem for many people. They're either the wrong color or the design is less than appealing. So what I recommend is just changing the door fronts. Changing the door fronts is a lot less expensive, a lot less costly than ripping your cabinets out and starting over. And if you have an old cabinet, I'm sure you guys know this, but you can certainly change out the door fronts as well and give it a fresh look, because old cabinets tend to look old after a while. And if you can put a slab door, which is essentially MDF, they're particle boards that are essentially MDF. People ask me, well, what is MDF? MDF is the sawdust that is left behind when people cut wood. And instead of throwing the sawdust out, what they do is people buy them, sell them, companies, and they compress them and they turn them into what look like wood pieces. They're tiny, tiny, tiny little pieces of wood that are compressed together to create a wood slab. And when you paint MDF, it is a much smoother, much better finish than actual wood. So if you want a paint grade, I recommend MDF, but if you want a wood tone or if you want something that's wood, then of course I recommend buying oak or maple or whatever wood suits you. So don't be afraid of buying MDF. It's not a cheap material, it's wood. It's actual wood that's compressed together and perfect for those who like a clean, smooth finish. If you guys are at a loss as to what to do with regard to your kitchen or your house or your door fronts or anything like that, I have been consulting with many of you and have had tremendous success. I wish all those people could weigh in, but if you want a 25-minute or longer meeting with me on Zoom, all you have to do is click the link in the description section. My calendar pops up and we can easily have a one-on-one consultation and I can help you with all your dilemmas. Why? Well, it's Zoom and you can walk me through your house. It is genius. Okay, my last and final plea and advice for you guys for a house that is boring or builder grade, or you just want to change a little bit, is to add molding. It's one of my favorite things to do in any home, whether it's an old home or a brand new build. Adding molding on the walls is delicious. It brings so much into the home. It probably has the biggest impact and why I left the best for last. So how do you do it? Simple as simple can be. We have our carpenters that do this for us come and draw it with pencil on the wall. So you get to see what the molding is going to look like before it's even in. Obviously somebody experienced who knows what size the moldings are, etc., can draw them all out for you. You get a complete visual, you can approve it or not, and then you can add your molding. Additionally, it's a great idea to be able to also add special details like dental molding. I love dental molding. I find that adding it in a space such as I did in my dining room, it was just a plain room, and I added moldings on the wall, I added dental molding to the ceiling, and it really created a more quaint and cozy atmosphere. And imagine if you add all of your moldings plus paint in a dining room, for example. Never underestimate the importance of paint and moldings in your space. If you have any inkling to do any of this, I would suggest that you start with your moldings because that has the biggest impact. So the biggest bang for your buck, honestly, you can go to Home Depot, and I've seen a lot of people do it themselves, but if you don't have to do it yourself. But buy the moldings, you buy it by the linear foot, you put it up, you paint the wall. It looks amazing. You don't even have to have a backboard. You can just apply it directly to your drywall if your drywall is smooth and nice, of course. And it just makes a huge difference. If you guys have a specific topic that you want me to talk about, something you want me to dive into, please sound off at the bottom. If not, have you tried any of my suggestions, or which one are you more willing to try? I read all of your comments. I am so excited to see them when they come in because it tells me you guys are watching these videos and that you're enjoying them, and I want to make them better and more informative for you. So don't forget to sound off. I love you guys, and we'll see you soon next week on this channel, The Red Elevator.